Welcome, everybody. We told you I'd come back to you when we have new evidence, and we do indeed have brand new evidence that's just come in. We've talked about the misstatements. This, of course, we're talking about this attack on Jeff Sessions. Let me just make this very clear. This is from Politico. The situation is, and you'll recall this, that House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi yesterday called for the removal of Jeff Sessions as the Attorney General of the United States. This is also now evidence. I'm going to play for you the evidence in just one moment, but let me be crystal clear what has happened. Nancy Pelosi was asked if she ever met with the Russian ambassador, the current Russian ambassador, Sergei Kislyak. She responded that she did not. That was a false statement. Here's the video involving that Politico discussion.
You've been in Congress a little bit, and you're in leadership. Have you ever met with the Russian ambassador?
I'm not with this Russian ambassador, no. But
is there anything wrong? I mean, is it normal to meet with ambassadors, or what? Help.
Yeah, well, there you had it. Did she ever meet with the ambassador? She said, this particular Russian ambassador, the one that's in question right now with Senator Sessions, General Sessions. She said no. That was a false statement. She lied. Her spokesperson had to come out and clarify. This is what he said, asked to square, and this is, I'm quoting Politico here, asked to square Pelosi's comments with the photo of the meeting, which we just showed you. Again, folks, I want to lay out the evidence for you. A spokesman said that Pelosi had simply meant she never had a solo meeting with Kislyak, which, by the way, was not the question that was asked. Now, this isn't the first member of Congress that has made this false misstatement. Again, the photo's up there. You could look at it. Remember how this started, when it was, in fact, Senator Claire McCaskill, who said that she'd been on the Armed Services Committee for 10 years in a tweet. Let's put that tweet up on I'm giving you the evidence. Let's put this up on the screen right now. She said, no call or meeting with the Russian ambassador ever. Ambassadors call members of the Foreign Relations Committee. She and then Senator Sessions served on armed services. However, when checked and looking at her own Twitter feed, here was the evidence. Today calls with the British, Russian, and German ambassadors regarding the Iran deal. So she again made a false statement because there it is about the Iran deal, and she was having a meeting with the, Russian ambassador that she denied she ever had. Ever, she said. We went back further. Off to a meeting with the Russian ambassador. So that's coming from Claire McCaskill. So they're accusing Jeff Sessions of incorrectly answering a question, which frankly is absurd. I pointed that out on the broadcast. He answered the question correct. But this is the dual nature, the duplicity of what's going on in Washington, D.C. And if you think it's over, and the left has had it, let me show you this from the ACLU. I don't know if we have this up. I'm holding it in my hand. This is from the American Civil Liberties Union. This came out today. The ACLU has issued an alert to all ACLU supporters. Our Attorney General may have, quote, committed perjury, and a foreign government may have interfered in our democracy. By the way, what evidence of there is Russian interference? So far, the intelligence committees have said zero. The American people need answers. They then call upon the Deputy Acting Attorney General of the United States, who happens to be a leftover from the Obama administration, to put a special prosecutor in place on both the situation with Russian interference and with Jeff Sessions. You understand what's happening here. This is exactly what we said. It's the shadow government. But the shadow government doesn't get away with this because we're giving you the evidence. We have filed, and I've got them right here, and I showed them on our radio broadcast today, but here they are. 3 Freedom of Information Act requests to the FBI and Department of Justice. We're going to get the real answers here. And let me just say this in closing, and this is serious. These attacks on Jeff Sessions are meritless. They are wrong. He answered the questions correctly, and he did something he did not have to do. He recused himself, unlike his predecessor, who actually met with one of the, not only witnesses, but potential subject of an FBI investigation when she met with then Loretta Lynch, Attorney General, meeting with Bill Clinton. So this is very different. It's a dual standard in Washington, a duplicity which is clear. But I want to give you the evidence, which I just did. That is the evidence of precisely what happened here. Asked about the question. Can we play this clip again? I want to play this clip again. I'm going to close with this, and I'll give parting comments. Look at the evidence. Asked a question by Politico to Nancy Pelosi. Did you meet with this ambassador? Listen to it again.
You've been in Congress a little bit, and you're in leadership. Have you ever met with the Russian ambassador?
I'm not with this Russian ambassador, no.
Okay, that ended up being completely false. So that statement was completely false, and her spokesperson had to clarify it. So let's hold everybody. You want to hold these people accountable? You understand what this is? What Donald Trump, the president, said. It's a witch hunt. There's nothing to it. We're standing with Jeff Sessions, and we're going to fight for this good man. I've worked with him for 20 years. He is a phenomenal attorney general. He's an honorable man. Let's stand with those that are standing for freedom and liberty, which Jeff Sessions is. If we have more information, we'll come to you. But I wanted to give you the evidence as it developed today. We'll talk to you soon.